Hey bitches, welcome back to the channel. Imagine if I kept that. Should I keep it? I'm trying to cuss less though. I'm trying to cuss less on my channel. But like my motto in life is also like fuck it, so. Never tried this lip gloss before. Ulta got me, okay? I was there shopping for a friend. I got her one too, and they were $2. I'm not gonna pass up the $2 gloss, okay? I'm just not going to. This one looked really pretty. So let's see how it goes on the wand. Ooh, simple, it eats. What drink are you guys drinking with y'all? Now, this is not a Coca-Cola ad because Coca-Cola is definitely not paying me. Every time I film, I like to have obviously my water and a little treat, okay? You gotta treat yourself when you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. So my treat today is Coca-Cola. What are y'all drinking? Okay, grab a drink, let's sit down. Today we're keeping it chill. I typed a little something something for this video and I did go through it and revise it one time, and usually I retype it, but this time I didn't. So we're just fucking sending it, okay? These are some thoughts that I scribbled together about saying goodbye to 2024. It's not super elaborate and crazy revised because honestly I just don't want to spend that much time on this scribble. I'm trying to embrace more that not every single last thing needs to be perfect, you know? So this economy, okay, since this is a goodbye video to 2024, can we fucking say goodbye to this economy? Like, can we say goodbye to these prices? Like, please, like, can there just be some more Arizona tea CEO, like, people with that kind of vibe out there? Because like, why are we all working way harder to pay for shit when, like, I don't know, we could go into that. I don't want the economy to take over this entire video, but yeah, you know what, this video, she's gonna be a little messy and like chill because that's kind of how 2024 was, you know? Anyways, 2024, the year I was 24. Ever since I was a little girl, I've loved having my age in near perfect sync with the years of the 21st century. My birthday is December 18th, 1999, which means my age will always match the last two digits of the current year, except for the last 13 days of the year, which happens to be when I'm filming this. Basically, because my birthday falls so close to the end of 1999 that I turn the next year, I like turn that age, and then the next year comes and my age is the same exact number as the last two digits of the year for the entire year. For the entire year of 2024, I was 24 years old. Then December 18th happens, I am 25, and then Happy New Year's, and 2025 will be here, and I will be 25 for the entire year of 2025. I, of course, realize that I'm not the only person whose birthday is this way. Like, I know that I'm not some special unicorn who's the only person that's like this. However, I don't think it's that common to literally have your age perfectly match the year that you're living in every single year. Most people born in the second half of 1999 or the year 2000 can relate to this feeling in some way. Maybe it makes me corny to like that my age always matches the current year, but I don't care. It makes remembering the timeline of my life way easier because it's like, wait, what year was I when I was 16? Oh yeah, 2016. Like, how old was I in 2015? 15. What about 2009? I was 9. No math, no rounding required for me, folks. So really a win is a win, okay? A win is a win. As our society continues to age through the 21st century, I feel this collective realization hitting us all that we are living in a time unlike any other that came before us. And I know maybe every generation has felt like that because every generation has been living in a time of progressing forward that previous societies past literally haven't gotten to yet. But I don't know, like something in the air just feels a little different ever since 2020. Like ever since we've entered the 2020s, obviously we know what the heck happened. Like I'm not gonna talk about it. Okay, like it is not Pennywise, it is the panini. We're getting to a point in this reality that is akin to the future settings of very prominent dystopian novels warning us of many issues that we're starting to face today. What I mean by that is like, there's some few key dystopian novels that are kind of written in the future with like, you know, talks about technology, mass manipulation and control and, you know, conspiracy, if you will, and, you know, the lengths that governments will go to control the populace and how dystopian that can get very quickly and how technology plays a role in that. And in a lot of these dystopian novels of people thinking about these issues in the future, they just like, they had a cap on like how advanced the technology was. Like, for example, in 1984, like the most advanced technology was like the TV. And same thing in Fahrenheit 451. The farthest piece of advancement is the TV, and like how much destruction could happen and like mass manipulation could happen with just a TV. The technology that we actually have now in 2024 and how it just keeps getting better and so much smarter, and it's so much more advanced, and there's so many more layers to how smart this software technology, like AI, and hardware technology, phones, computers, cars, everything is like a semi-computer now. And I just don't think that when dystopian authors or people who are writing these stories that say a lot about our society and where it's headed, they weren't even factoring in the just depths and types of technology that we have access to in 2024. And I think this collective realization is hitting a lot of us that, wow, like this technology is great, like living in this technically advanced world is amazing, but we're getting to a point where it's like, it's not just like fun, like, ooh, what's the new iPhone coming out? It's like when are we going to talk about the fact that like bioscience is getting so good that like you can make a virus in a lab? Like, we're getting so smart that like our DNA technology is insane. Like, I just like technology in every single last aspect. Like, it doesn't stop at like a TV. We literally have Tesla robots and robots like Sophia. What is Sophia gonna look like in 20 years? With 20 years of progress and 20 years of hardware development, software development. Robots used to be a far-fetched idea that might one day happen. Yeah, well, today's that day. Robotics are here. Robotics are here. They've been here. It's been growing. The dystopian weird robot, like humanoid robots, like taking over the world type stuff, like that technology is gonna be upon us. It really is. And I don't even think the issue is the robots. I think the issue is the humans that control the robots or that will control the robots. Like, the scary part isn't even the technology. It's who is in control and has power over that technology and what they're using it to do. Ask me in 2044 how the robot thing is going. Like, we'll see how that pans out, but it's scary. Then that's just one little nugget of what's scary about it, okay? Like, that's one nugget. There's biological warfare, that's another nugget. Nuclear warfare, that's another nugget. Social media, that's another nugget. Like, there's just so many nuggets of tech is starting to get a little scary. Every single facet of our lives has been enhanced and affected by the general progression of computer technology. In many ways, it feels like we're advancing in technology so fast that we humans, the ones doing all of the creating and all of the advancing, can't seem to adapt fast enough to this new world that we're making for ourselves. Now that technology is further advancing the widespread scale and applicability of AI, it seems that this realization of how scary deception is about to get is beginning to hit us all. Even now, like, it's hard to decipher what to believe and what not to believe. Even just like who's telling the truth? Who's telling the truth, right? And how do you know? How do you know if someone's telling the truth or if they're not? And that kind of seems to be a question that weighs heavy on us all this year, or I don't know. Maybe I'm reading the situation in the whole room or the whole world stage wrong. I guess I can't speak for like every last person in every last country in every last corner of this world, but I would say that the theme for 2024 is like, who is telling the truth and how do you know? Like, how do you decipher which facts are real or true or what the basis of that is? I don't know. It just feels like we can't adapt quick enough and figure out where we're going or how this world that we're building is affecting us all as a collective. Review on the lip gloss. I like it. Super comfortable. not sticky. It all feels like very moisturizing and hydrating, but kind of wears off fast. You do have to reapply, but I guess that's what you expect when she's $2, but I would still get it. What's the color? Bubblegum Gomi Bouillon? Bubblegum? I don't know. Anyways, advancements in tech used to feel so fun, and in many ways they still do. But after 2020 and that whole fiasco, it seems that our world has turned down a unsettling path where the naive excitement about introducing these tech companies into every fiber of our lives has completely washed away now that we've realized what we've done. We didn't realize it at the time that with amazing advancements in tech, the price would be our privacy. Granted, it seems that the average idiot is willing to just hand it all over on the internet for a few million clicks and validation from strangers, because it is absolutely baffling to me the shit some people post on the internet. Like, willingly is the most comical part. Like, some of y'all really self-snitch, overshare. It's like, put the phone down. Like, you're too comfortable. Literacy on the internet. Has it ever really existed? Everyone loves to use the word demure, yet some people need to look up the word decorum and what it means to have some. Like, can we make that the word of 2025? Decorum, you know? What it means to have decorum and be presentable and, you know, think with some sense, you know? Yeah, demure was cute, but decorum. 2024, however, did offer a small beacon of hope this year in the most unlikely form of Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp's massive podcast episode. This podcast episode popped all the way off when it dropped, and let me see exactly how many views it's at right now. When I wrote this scribble, it was at 84 million views. Let's still see if that's the case. That video is currently at 86 million views. I'm glad I checked, because a 2 extra million views, like 2 million more views, like that's a lot of views. Like, that's insane. That video got 86 million views in 11 months. When was the last time that a long form piece of content took over the internet like that? It would be wrong to give 2024 a farewell message without giving Mr. Williams and Mr. Sharp their flowers. When this video was at the height of its cultural popularity, it really gave me old school YouTube vibes of everybody talking about and watching a singular body of work longer than 90 seconds. This podcast episode seemed to inspire a new wave of communication amongst internet users, as Mr. Williams was doing exactly what he does best, delivering the unfiltered truth in a straight up yet comedic manner.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. Telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Kid, I need no. You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Kat also dropped the bomb on Diddy's whole group before anything became official, which came no surprise to us all, because we all remember 2019 and Mr. Jeffrey Epstein, of course. Like, once you know about Jeffrey Epstein and the intricacies of that case, is really anything surprising anymore? Diddy was not surprising. Like, Diddy was not a shock. We are no longer shocked at the antics of those hell-bent on turning this country into Sodom and Gomorrah. It's hard for me to pinpoint exactly the impact this episode had on the cultural landscape, but on a basic level, Cat Williams reminded us of what it's like to listen to someone unapologetically telling the truth. A rarity, I fear, nowadays. So many influencers, politicians, celebrities, and public figures in general are just full of shit, honestly, and it's tiring. Obviously, not all of them, obviously, but, you know, it gets really hard to tell who is full of it and who's not. you know? It's hard to tell who is genuine to their morals and proclaim truth and who are the phony liars that are out of touch sarks only looking out for themselves. Maybe sometimes a lot of these people swing back and forth from one side to the other, so it can be hard to make a true value judgment based off of what someone chooses to post online. It would also be wrong for me not to mention the absolute mess of an election year 2024 was. This election year fiasco was honestly just comedic relief at some points.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Because politics in America has just reached an all-time low of absolute debauchery, or maybe it's just always been that way, but yeah, that was just funny. Everything just sucks. Democratic Party looked like crap. You know, they're switching out their puppets for president at the very last second. Like, when has that ever happened? Few months before election, it's all of a sudden an entirely new candidate, and then you want the entire country to swing behind that candidate. Like, I don't understand how people are shocked that that didn't work out better. And you know, the Republicans were Republicans. It's more or less the same over there. You got Trump doing Trumpular things.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
Yeah, that's enough about the election. Like, I don't want to talk about that. That was just whatever. Also, it would be wrong to not mention the Olympics. I feel like everyone already forgot about the Olympics by now. Like, that's how long the second half of 2024 has felt. Yeah, the Olympics were the Olympics. There was some weird moments for sure. But I'm not gonna lie, staying up late to watch the sports, me and my boyfriend had a blast. So yeah, that happened as well this year. Two things. Number one, yes, my voice does sound funny. I'm getting over a cold. I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Number two, the real reason I'm adding this insert is I can't believe I completely forgot to mention Wicked in this entire Goodbye to 2024 video. Honestly, I think that was on purpose because I don't really want to talk about this movie, to be honest. I feel like we've been talking about this movie for like 2.5 years, and with the scandals and everything, honestly, I'm just over it. So this is me just
holding space with that and feeling power in that.
For this freaking cultural storm that was Wicked. Yes, I did see the movie twice. Yes, I did really enjoy it. I don't have much to add to the conversation that hasn't already been said, so. Also, what better way to end 2024 than with another internet class war? Question mark? The tensions between the socioeconomic classes of America continue to rise as the murder of United Healthcare CEO has shed some light on the difference of opinions people have regarding this case. People's reactions to this case has sparked a ton of conversation as to whether or not people should feel bad about this UHC CEO being killed. Now listen, this is a Goodbye to 2024 video. This is not a dissect and video essay on that. So please remember that. Like, I am not addressing or making a statement or making an argument or telling anything. Like, I'm not. We're just simply discussing of some crazy crap that happened, okay? Because like this just had to sneak it in there, like right at the end of 2024. Something like this just had to happen, you know? I am in no way, shape, or form condoning the murder of someone. I'm not. Nor am I calling for people to commit these crimes. That is not what I'm saying. Do not put words in my mouth. However, it can be argued whether bad CEOs and other horrible, powerful people who prey on others out of pure greed deserve our heartfelt condolences and protection as a society. Again, I am not saying that what happened is okay, because those who thoroughly enjoy vigilantism are usually not people you can really trust. You know, citizens aren't very nice to citizens either. We always talk about how like the government and people in power suck, but there's a lot of everyday citizens out there that fucking suck too. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, it's not always just rich versus poor and the poor just get along. Like, that's not how the real world works, you know? However, the everyday American people have put up with a lot of powerful people's shit, and it seems that citizens are expected to just eat it and shut up, while those at the top continue to laugh their ways to the bank. In these situations, I often think about a line from Kendrick Lamar's song, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, where he says, we live in a world on two different axles. The different axles can be a reference for many hard truths to the structure of our reality, so there are many correct answers as to the meaning of this line. But I would argue that two of those different axles are people who have empathy and care, and those who don't, and only know greed. Now, don't be fooled. There are sharks wearing sheep's clothing found in every single corner of the world, in every socioeconomic class, and from both genders. No, ladies, like, we aren't letting the Ghislaines, I don't give a fuck on how you say her name, we're not letting the Ghislaines and other lady sharks of this world sneak by anymore. I'm tired of acting like, oh, it's just men that are bad. Nah, there's some fucking bitches out there. I wish I could make a handbook on how to spot a wolf in sheep's clothing, but unfortunately, the wolves would just read it and use this information to get even better at deception. Those hell-bent on finding trouble will always find a way to create some. So, to my honest, hardworking people doing their best to have a strong moral ground in this increasingly messed up world, stay safe out there. It's not easy navigating these streets in 2024, and I don't know if it'll be much easier to navigate these streets in 2025. You know what, that's it. That's all that I have for 2024. You know, 2024, you were quite the year. I had my fair share of crash outs and times I thought I wouldn't make it through, but with good faith and keeping my head on straight, I made it out the other side alive. Everyone's gonna have their own personal take on what every year means for them, for more reasons than just what's going on in society. So I hope to whoever watching this, I hope 2024 was a good year for you. And if it wasn't, you know, here's to next year. I hope next year's a better year for you if you felt like this year wasn't your year, and that's okay. So for that, cheerio, old chap. Thank you for a wild ride and a great time, 2024.